Hello, animal communicators, and welcome to this week's free and live power training created just for you. Today is really exciting because I'm going to be taking you right behind the scenes of Pet Whisperer World, taking you right into what it's like to be in my programs and to be able to access my hot seats. So, I want to share with you three common blocks that I have seen come up for animal communicators over 20 years of doing this work, but they all came up last night in the hot seat class. So I just wanted to bring them to you fresh from last night so that you could benefit from them as well. So if you don't know me, my name is Sarah Jane LeBlanc. I'm a professional animal communicator, mentor and trainer, and I come with just over 20 years experience of being a professional animal communicator and also a trainer, and also trained in therapy work. And this is the work that we do at my hot seat class. This is the therapy work, the coaching work. So I want to bring three things to you here so that you can benefit from that too. So the first common block that I see is confidence to charge for your work. So that's the first one. Second one is fear of getting it wrong. And the third one is wanting to be successful at this work, but for whatever reason, it's just not happening for you. So they're the three blocks that we will be covering here in this power training. So number one, confidence to charge. Now, this is a really interesting one because there's a couple of different angles that you want to approach this from for your best results here. The first is being really honest with yourself about the level of your training. What level of training have you had in animal communication work so that you can then go on to charge for that work? Because what you charge needs to be aligned with not only your level of training, but the level of success and the quality of your work and the level of feedback that you get from your clients. So these are all very, very intrinsically linked. So if you've not had much training, you don't do that great work, and feedback's a bit ropey, then that's really going to impact your ability to be able to charge for a service. But if your level of training is of a standard that would allow you to go out and charge for your work, and certainly my professional practitioner program, that's what that is geared to, then if you have that training behind you and you have the feedback from your clients that shows that you're doing really, really good work, the quality of your work is there, the quality is in the feedback, that will help increase your confidence to charge. But here's the kicker. Even when you have all of that, it can still be really hard to charge. So I want to bring in a couple of other angles at which you can approach this. First of all, I want you to remember that confidence is a sliding scale, okay? Our confidence and our ability to feel confident is an emotion, and our emotions change from day to day. They change from hour to hour, depending on what's going around and what's going on for us. And in my hot seat class last night, I actually asked the student, how does your confidence feel now about charging compared to before we came onto the class? Pulls apart. So know that your confidence and your feelings around your confidence is a sliding scale. It does change. So I want you to know that, so that when you have a moment of really low confidence and you're just in that place where, oh, I'll never be able to do this, that, or whatever, whether it's charging or something else, know that that can shift, and know that you have the power to shift that too. But I've done other trainings on that here, and whether you're in Facebook and YouTube, you'll find them in both places. So there's lots of videos on how you can change your energy state. I'm not going to go into that here, but just know that your confidence is a sliding scale, and you will move back up the confidence ladder just as much as you move down it. So knowing that is really important. So what you then want to be looking at is, where does that lack of confidence come from? Now, here we're looking at charging. Is there something else going on? And there usually always is. One of my favourite expressions that a good friend said to me about 5 years ago is, the thing is never the thing. So the thing, which is confidence to charge for your work and feeling that you can't do that, or you're not charging at the level that you want to, then that's not really the thing. So what your job is to go under that. You want to start to dig down, dig underneath that kind of banner of what you think the thing is, Dive underneath it and then get your shovel out and dig and dig and dig. And then you will start to uncover what is actually underneath that lack of confidence for charging. There's usually other things related to that. So I invite you to really get honest with yourself, get outside in nature, meditate, get into quiet spaces, or journal. Journaling is a great way for just writing it all down, and then it starts to come out onto the page and you can see what the real issues are underneath. So that's the confidence to charge. Remember, it's a sliding scale. Remember, you want to look at your level of training and the quality of your work and the quality of your feedback. All of that matters when you are charging. So the second block that's common to most animal communicators at some point or other, and certainly came up at last night's class, is the fear of getting it wrong. So the first thing that I want to say around this is I think fear is natural. I think it's healthy. So I would far rather work with a participant on any of my programs who had fear of getting it wrong than a participant that was of the mindset of, oh, it's a breeze, I can do it, no bother, no problem, no concerns, I'm great. I would much rather work with the person who had fear around getting the animal communication work wrong. So know that fear is normal, it's natural, and it's also healthy. And the reason that you have fear is because this matters to you. If it didn't matter, you wouldn't be scared, you wouldn't be worried, you wouldn't be bothered. So that's the first thing to remember here, that when you have that fear, it's because you care, it's because it matters to you. So the more it matters to you, the more fear you may have. If it didn't matter to you, there's not going to be any fear there at all. So again, what we want to do to overcome that is you want to get underneath that. So remember, the thing is not the thing. So the thing is, oh, I'm scared of getting it wrong, or oh, I don't want to get it wrong. I'm worried that I'll not get it all right because I want to do my best for the animals. That's the overriding thing. But when you start to dig, so again, you're going to get your shovel out. There's a lot of shoveling when you work with me. So get your shovel out and start to really look underneath that. Start to explore what else is around that fear. Yes, we know that it matters and you want to get it right for the animal, you want to get it right for the guardian, but what other things are connected to that? So I'm going to share some examples with you. So what came up last night was the fear of not being good enough. So that was actually the participant on my program's core belief underneath that, was not being good enough. Another common core belief underneath that can be rejection. So if you have issues around rejection, nobody likes being rejected, but for some people, that rejection is a much bigger trigger than for other people. So if rejection is a big trigger for you, the fear of getting it wrong is actually going to be much more massive for you than it might be for somebody else. So I really invite you to start to look underneath that, because that's a really common block, the fear of getting it wrong. Know firstly that it's because you care and that it matters to you, and that's good and that's healthy. Then you want to look underneath. What other fears are around for you around getting it wrong? What else might happen for you if you get it wrong? What stories are in your head? What stories are you playing out for yourself that what's going to happen if you get it wrong? And I invite you to go there. Go there, live that out in your mind, live it out in your mind. Like, what if I do get it wrong? Play it out in your mind, and that will actually reduce the fear because you're playing out the scenario, so the mind doesn't have to fear it in such a large, intense and resistant way. So that would be my top tip for you there. Play out the scenario of you getting it wrong. What happens next? It's a brilliant question to ask yourself. And then what happens next? And you will find a way through that, and that will help reduce that fear for you. The third one, and this is by no means the last one, in terms of its importance or significance, is wanting to be successful. So if you want to be a successful animal communicator, whatever that success looks like for you, maybe that's running your business, maybe that's where you are volunteering your time in shelters and sanctuaries, maybe you want this to be a global empire of you and the work that you do. Whatever your animal communication success looks like for you, where the block is here, and saw this come up last night, I've seen it come up so many times, and I've had to work on this one myself as well, that wanting to be good, So some people don't like the word success, so let's just swap it out. If success is, it's like, no, I'm not bothered about being successful. Well, let's just call it good. Let's call it being skilled. So when you want to be good and skilled at this work, so you can make your biggest difference, but it's not happening. That's where it stops you. It stops you fulfilling those dreams, those desires, and making the difference that you were put on this planet to make. And if you're watching this video, then you were put here to make a difference. I absolutely believe that with every cell in my body. So fear is usually underneath that stopping us having the success or being good enough or skilled enough in the way that we want to be. Fear is usually what stops that happening in any successful way. So you want to start exploring what is the fear for you. Now, there's actually two different types of fear here that I've come over, not just in animal communication, but working in my private therapeutic practice. So, success, when people are striving for success, whether it's animal communication or some other arena in their life, fear is normally always the cause of that not happening. But the fear is twofold. People often think fear of failure, and that is absolutely a bona fide fear of why people don't succeed, because the fear of failure keeps them stuck and keeps them where they are, so they don't have to go through the actual the shame, the humiliation, the embarrassment of failure. So fear of failure can keep you stuck. But here's one that not many people know: fear of success can keep you stuck as well. So that's equally bona fide in terms of you not managing to reach the goals, the dreams, the aspirations that you have for yourself with your animal communication work or any other area in your life. And that is the fear of actually having the success. Because sometimes it's like, who will we be if we're successful? What does that version of me look like, behave like, be like? And do I know how to do that? No, I don't. So let's just stay here where I know how to play me as I am right now. So that fear of success is a really interesting one. It comes up so often. So if you are not achieving the success or the level that you want to be, or living the life that you want to be with this work, I invite you to look at both of those. Is there fear of failure, fear of success, or some other fear underneath that? Because what you want to do here, again, we're getting that shovel out, get the shovel out, and I want you to start digging. You were put on this earth to do it. That's where it's coming from. You haven't just decided, it was given to you at birth. And if that's not happening, you want to dig underneath to find out what that fear is. You want to be able to find what that core fear is, that core belief that you're holding. It might be outside of your blinkers. I'm saying it might be, it most probably is, because if it was that easy to find, we would be able to do it. But the subconscious mind doesn't allow us to see this very easily. So if you have a desire to be doing this work, to being either a professional animal communicator or being able to communicate with your own animals, to have a business doing this work, or to be a training enterprise, whatever your dreams and aspirations are, if you're not there, you want to look at what it is that's stopping you. What is the fear? There will be a fear, at least one, but usually there's a core fear. And if there's more fears, they're usually all knocked out when you find the core fear and you knock that one out. And a good way to eliminate that, because that's what you want to do, you want to find that fear and then you need to eliminate it. Once you eliminate it, you've cleared the path for that success, whatever that success looks like for you. So some ways you can work on eliminating the fear is affirmations. You can do journaling is really, really powerful. And then just to be really challenging yourself with good quality questions. I've done other videos around this. Is it true? Byron Katie's work is fantastic for this. You can just be asking yourself, is that really true? Is that I believe deep down, or that fear that I'm holding deep down, is it really true? Is that really, really true? That's a great, powerful question that you can ask yourself. And if you know that you are not living the life that you want to live and you want to do more of this work with me, I've got my Dare to Dream workshop next week, next Thursday, and it is a workshop. We are going to be workshopping your dreams, your blocks, your fears, and I'll be with you to guide you and really dive so much deeper than I can do on a power training here, really helping you map out a clear route forward so that you can be living not only the dreams and desires that you have for yourself, but be creating a life for yourself that you love. Surely that's what we all want, to be living a life that we love. And if you are not loving your life and you want your life to look differently, then come and join me next week. The link is in the descriptor. And even if you are living a life that you're happy in, you want to tweak some aspect, it doesn't need to be a complete big life change. There might just be one area of your life that you would really like to see it playing out differently. If that is what you are in need of right now, then come and join me next Thursday at Dare to Dream, because that's where we will get clear on why you are not already living that life. That's the important thing. Once we know why, the rest is easy, and I will be guiding you through that next week. I'd love for you to come and join the rest of us and really get clear on what you want, how you can have that, so that you can be living the life that you desire, you deserve, and most importantly, that you absolutely love. So until next time, as always, keep communicating. Bye.